in a manger, Christ is here. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Long awaited love, heaven's come for us. Let there be peace on earth. All division, may it cease. Every worry, may it flee. A weary heart finds a thrill of hope. The world rejoices, we're not alone. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Long awaited love, heaven's come for us. Let there be peace on earth. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room in heaven, and nature sing. Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Long awaited love, heaven's come for us. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Christmas songs, they just warm my heart. Good morning, Unity of Naples. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for being with us today on this lovely day. Here at Unity, we get the distinct pleasure to say that we are fearless in unity and limitless in life. Now, I am just in love with what's going on out here. We are at full capacity with teddy bears and humans. And it is so sweet because you know that every teddy bear in here is going to be loved, they're going to be cuddled, they're going to be hugged. And that's a child who gets to experience that love in this holiday season. So thank you so much to everybody who brought a teddy bear. Let's lift them up in the air. Let's see them. Oh my goodness. Yay. My daughter's bed is 50% teddy bears, so these kids are going to love it. All right, so take this moment. We lifted up the teddy bears. Let's reach into our bags and silence our cell phones so that we can be present today. Please do that. And then we're going to rise on up and sing our opening song. Let's shake it up with This Little Light of Mine.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, let it shine, let it shine. Come on, let me see it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, woo, I'm gonna let it shine.
More cowbell.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Let it shine out.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it Thank you. You can be seated. So this morning we have the dynamic trio or the rockin' trio. We need to come up with a trio name. But
The trusty trio.
The trusty
You can always
trio.
trust on the three of us being here.
Yes.
We're the trusty trio.
Oh, yes. And this trusty trio consists of Jesse Hughes on guitar. We got Brian Jones on the drums. And my name is Amy. I love you. I'm happy to be here. Good morning. Thank you. And now we have our platform host. Give it up for Atika Akanti.
Good morning, everyone. I am Atika Kanti. I am a board member, and I am requested to say what unity means to me. So it might seem really odd, but Barry and I, my husband and I, had a long experience working at the Kennedy Center, and one of the performances that would come was Lion King. And we got to know the cast really well, and there was a part of that play, but they did perform at Kennedy Center, that I could never forget. And what that means to me at Unity was when Simba was running away, Mustafa said, "Simba, remember who you are." And no matter when I come to Unity, where I am here on Sunday, or taking an art class, or just being on the campus, this community always says to me, "Atika, remember who you are." So when you are running away from a hyenas, if you have any, or if there is the world pressure that we're feeling, I always remember there are so many Musafas and Nalas here that always remind me, Atika, remember who you are. And if you are here at Unity and you are new, and we'll greet you in a minute, but I want you to remember who you are when you come to Unity, your divinity, your grace, your power within you. So that's what Unity means to me and how I can go into the world and make a difference. Thank you. So what is so amazing is that I wish I knew this when I was young, but we are doing it here in Unity. Our youth and family services are just across on our campus. And next week I won't be here because I'll be volunteering with them, and I would encourage people to volunteer. But they have classes for kids between 2 and 18. And today they're studying the Unity Virtue Service, and their affirmation this week is, and I would invite you to repeat this after me, I want to make a difference in the lives of others. So let's do that. I want to make a difference in the lives of others. And remember who you are, right? So if you're new here to Unity, we would just love to remind you who you are and love on you and just serenade with you. So if you are comfortable, and I honor the fact that some of you may not be comfortable standing up, but would you, if you would stand up or raise your hand so we could welcome you? Are there any newcomers here? Yay! 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 Wow! Wow, that's great. So as a community, we would like to say to you that whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. And we have a special gift for you before you leave. Please don't forget, and remember, all the members, remind them there's a gift in the breezeway before you leave. We want you to have that gift. Okay? Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you. And here are the announcements. The first one is a really good one. It has to do with food. So you're all invited to embark on a culinary journey to the heart of Mediterranean. Beginning January 19, Juliana Seta, I hope I'm not butchering the name, returns to the Unity of Naples kitchen with an immersive cooking and tasting classes where you will learn the secrets of crafting an authentic Mediterranean dish. Yummy, yummy. On January 21st, we welcome the award-winning New Thought author and Unity minister, Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett. Reverend Linda will deliver a Sunday message that morning, followed by a 2-hour workshop that will convince you that you are never powerless. And all the sisters of Unity, or you identify as a sister, are invited to come together next week following Sunday service for a sacred time of sharing love, stories, a reminder of who you are, and inspiration. Women of all ages are encouraged to attend. For more information about our events, visit unitynaples.org events. I visit that page a lot of times, and I'm probably like messing up the algorithms, but I love being there because there's so many offerings. Or you can just stop by the Welcome Center in the breezeway after service. And as a part of our year-end giving campaign, we are also holding a 50-50 raffle, and that's at the Welcome Center, with half of the money raised going directly to the Unity of Naples, and the other half is going to go to the winning raffle ticket. Wow, what a treat. We are so grateful for all the ways that this community supports us here and how we are a community and we come together. So I'm really grateful for that. So thank you for all that you do by just showing up and being here. Thank you. So now I would invite you to stand and join me as we recite our mission and vision statement, followed by a call and response to our December affirmation. So first, say with me, our vision. We are co-creating a world that recognizes our wholeness as individuals and our oneness as humanity. Our mission. We inspire and nurture each other to awaken to the truth of who we are, the embodiment and expression of love. Now for our December affirmation, please after me. I am optimistic and confident. I broadcast peace on earth and goodwill to all. I demonstrate love through acts of kindness. I count my blessings and spread joy. I celebrate the birth of Christ consciousness. Within my body, mind, and spirit. And so it is. Amen. So remember that we are here for a reason to express love. So if you are here and remembering who you are, we're going to greet each other now and remind them of who they are and just hug on them, love on them. So I'm going to come down.
send my hope over the mountains. I send my hope over the sea. I send my hope into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Send your joy.
I send my joy, yeah, over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
Good morning, Unity of Naples. Happy Sunday. My name is Rev Louise Purtle, and it is my very great honor to be on the platform today. This is a very special day for me because this is the first time that I am delivering the Sunday message as a minister. When I decided to go to seminary, I always thought of myself more as teacher than preacher, but I did make myself a promise that if I ever took to the pulpit, that it would begin here at Unity of Naples, because that is the place that is my spiritual home. So from my heart to all of yours, thank you for giving me that very precious gift this Advent season. And now let's take a collective breath as we begin to prepare ourselves, prepare for a time in which we step back from our humanity for just a few short moments to focus on our divinity. And take another deep breath in and release it when you're ready, letting it take all the worry, all of the hurry, all of the rushing, the busyness, the tiredness, the doingness that got us to here. And I invite you to let all of that slip away. Leave it behind like a pair of shoes that you leave at the door as you enter the temple of your mind and make yourself ready for your Christ consciousness. And I invite Reverend Eileen to come forward to light the next candle in our Advent wreath. In Unity, we approach Advent by focusing on the ways in which we can bring forth the qualities that are represented by the candles: the hope, the peace, the joy, and the love. We look to bring these forth in ourselves as we evolve as expressions of Christ. In the second week of Advent, we light the peace candle from the Christ candle in the center. And as we ignite that flame, I invite you to bring your attention just to it. Focus on the light. And then close your eyes and join me in meditation as we allow these words from Marianne Williamson to take us to a place of peace. I see in my mind a little ball of golden light. I watch this light as it begins to grow larger and larger until now it covers the entire inner vision of my mind. I see within this light a beautiful temple. I see a garden that surrounds the temple and a body of water that flows through the garden. I see that the inside of the temple is lit by this same beautiful light. I am here. I've been drawn here by the power of God. I rest here in the presence of God. And here I realize that God is expressing as me. I dedicate my relationships, my experiences, my actions to honoring God's power. And I pray, may God's presence so guide my thoughts, my feelings, and my perceptions of all things that I grow into a happier, more peaceful, and more loving human being. As it is said, so it is done, and so it is.
Our theme for 2023 is Behold, I make all things new. Today marks the second week of the Advent season. We have just lit the candle of peace and will explore this God quality further through an inspiring message by you. And how honored we are, Reverend Louise, really. And thank you for telling me to wear pink today also. But first, take a breath with me and listen to this inspirational reading. We begin with this quote from Helen Luke. The coming to consciousness is not a discovery of some new thing. It is a long, painful return to that which has always been. And now, from the title essay of Unlearning Back to God, Essays on Inwardness, the words of Mark Naples. Each person is born with an unencumbered spot, free of expectation and regret, free of ambition and embarrassment, free of fear and worry, an umbilical spot of grace where we were each first touched by God. It is this spot of grace that issues peace. Psychologists call the spot the psyche. Theologians call it the soul. Carl Jung calls it the seat of the unconscious. Hindu masters and gurus call it Atman. Buddhists call it Dharma. Rilke calls it inwardness. Sufis call it Kalb. And sweet Jesus calls it the center of our love. To know this spot of inwardness is to know who we are, not by surface markers of identity, not by where we work, what we wear, how we like to be addressed, by feeling our place in relation to the infinite and by inhabiting it. This is a hard, lifelong task. For the nature of becoming, it is a constant filming over of where we begin, while the nature of being is a constant erosion of what is not essential. Each of us lives in the midst of this ongoing tension, growing tarnished or covered over, only to be worn back to that incorruptible spot of grace at our core. When the film is worn through, we have moments of enlightenment, moments of wholeness, paths of satori, as the Zen sage term it, moments of clear living when the inner meets outer, moments of full integrity of being, moments of complete oneness. And whether the film is a veil of culture, of memory, of mental or religious training, of trauma or sophistication, the removal of that film and the restoration of that timeless spot of grace is the goal of all therapy and education. Regardless of subject matter, that is the only thing worth teaching, is to uncover that original center and how to live there once it is restored. We call the filming over a deadening of heart, the process of return, whether brought about through suffering or love. This is how we unlearn our way back to God and remembering who we are. So just take a breath with me. And so it is. Amen.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, is what I'm made of. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Oh, let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are
So I mentioned that this was the first time in which I was delivering a Sunday message. And this is not a secret. As it got put on the schedule for December, people started to come up to me and say, "You're speaking, I'm so excited." And then more people started to come up, and more people after that. And it sort of became such a thing that I began to take a pause and sort of think, what are they expecting me to do? And there was this moment when one person said, "I'm so excited, are you nervous?" And I was like, well, I wasn't. And I realized that there was a choice there, that I could go to this place where I would be nervous, and I didn't feel as though I needed to. And do you know why? Is because the energy behind all of those people who were coming up and sharing with me their excitement that I was going to stand up here and speak was not about them putting their expectations on me. It was about them being excited for me. They didn't in any way create an energy that told me anything else but that they love me. You love me. And I know you love me. And I can't tell you what it is, what a transformative thing it is for me to be able to stand here and say that. And say that I know I have always been loved in this community, and it's nothing to do with me. I have probably been loved in many places in my life before, but I didn't see it. I had blocks that felt that there were expectations and that I needed to perform. I needed to be in my doingness in order to be deserving of love. There was a question about not just whether I was loved, but whether I was lovable. And the spiritual work that I have done, that started by becoming a member of this community, has undone all the falseness of that and taken me back to this point of truth, where I know that nothing I can do can make me unlovable or unloved. And that's what spiritual community does for you. That's what this spiritual community has done for me. It's what it has done for so many people. And so I just want to begin by speaking that truth and expressing my deep, deep gratitude once again to Unity of Naples and the community that it is. Our topic today is peace. It's the candle that we've lit on the Advent wreath. It's the second week in this season of Advent. And it's perfect to make that connection between peace and the love that underlies it, as Jessie and Amy just so beautifully sang about. We have peace when we choose love. When I looked to the Gospels to find inspiration to speak about peace, I found that the most notable mention was Jesus' mention at the Last Supper, when he said, "Peace I leave you, my peace I give to you." It was very particular wording, my peace, making a distinction between his peace and peace as we usually think of it in the world. And it caused me to ask myself, well, what is it that we exactly think of when we think of peace? Our modern day concept is that it's just a lack of conflict, right? That it's something in the zip code of a ceasefire. It's an absence of discord. And in a sense, it's all about there being an absence of something rather than a presence of something. But I came to realize that that's just a focus on the external conditions of the physical world, which is never what Jesus was speaking to. It was never what Jesus was teaching us about. And so I realized that Jesus didn't use this word peace because Jesus didn't speak English. And I thought, okay, there's something there for me, because knowing that Jesus spoke Aramaic and that is a language not used so much anymore but related to the modern day language of Hebrew, and then when it was recorded what he said, it was written down in Greek, I was like, all right, things can get lost in translation. And I know this because I'm going to let you in on what is a secret. I've been told I have an accent. And I've been listening to myself for nearly 60 years and I don't hear it. But I've been told so many times that I'm like, all right, I'm going to go with that. And what I do know is that growing up in another country, even though I'm speaking the same language that is spoken in this country, I sometimes use words in a way that land differently. Different pictures are created in people's minds than the one that I'm thinking of. I'll give you an example. I grew up in Australia. We have a lot of beaches there, as we do here in Naples. And so I would talk to people about our Australian experience, and I might mention that when Australian ladies go to the beach, they typically like to wear rubber thongs. And I would see this expression come over people's faces. And it took me a while to kind of realize that a picture was forming in their mind, and it was not the picture that was in my mind. So it focused me on this idea that if you're going to talk about something, you need to be sure that you've got the definitions clear and that everybody knows what it is that you're talking about. So in speaking about peace, I want to take us back to the words that Jesus would have used because he didn't speak English, and the words that those who wrote the Gospels and told us what was said and what was done would have used because they didn't speak English. And so I have a short video that I think will explain this in a more succinct and hopefully more thorough way.
The word peace is common in most languages. People can talk about peace treaties or times of peace. It means the absence of war. And in the Bible, the word peace can refer to the absence of conflict, but it also points to the presence of something better in its place. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew word for peace is shalom. And in the New Testament, the Greek word is eirene. The most basic meaning of shalom is complete or whole. The word can refer to a stone that has a perfect, whole shape with no cracks. It can also refer to a completed stone wall that has no gaps and no missing bricks. Shalom refers to something that's complex with lots of pieces that's in a state of completeness, wholeness. It's like Job, who says his tents are in a state of shalom because he counted his flock and no animals are missing. This is why shalom can refer to a person's well-being. Like when David visited his brothers on the battlefield, he asked about their shalom. The core idea is that life is complex, full of moving parts and relationships and situations, and when any of these is out of alignment or missing, your shalom breaks down. Life is no longer whole, it needs to be restored. In fact, that's the basic meaning of shalom when you use it as a verb. To bring shalom literally means to make complete or restore. So Solomon brings shalom to the unfinished temple when he completes it. Or if your animal accidentally damages your neighbor's field, you shalom them by giving them a complete repayment for their loss. You take what's missing and you restore it to wholeness. The same goes for human relationships. In the book of Proverbs, to reconcile and heal a broken relationship is to bring shalom. And when rival kingdoms make shalom in the Bible, it doesn't just mean they stop fighting, it also means they start working together for each other's benefit. This state of shalom is what Israel's kings were supposed to cultivate, and it rarely happened. So the prophet Isaiah, he looked forward to a future king, a prince of shalom. And his reign would bring shalom with no end. A time when God would make a covenant of shalom with his people and make right all wrongs and heal all that's been broken. This is why Jesus' birth in the New Testament was announced as the arrival of eirene. Remember, that's the Greek word for peace. Jesus came to offer his peace to others, like when he said to his followers, "My peace I give to you all." The apostles claimed that Jesus made peace between messed up humans and God when he died and rose from the dead. The idea is that he restored to wholeness the broken relationship between humans and their creator. This is why the Apostle Paul can say Jesus himself is our eirene. He was the whole complete human that I am made to be but have failed to be. And now he gives me his life as a gift. And this means that Jesus' followers are now called to create peace. Paul instructed local churches to keep their unity through the bond of peace, which requires humility and patience and bearing with others in love. Becoming people of peace means participating in the life of Jesus, who reconciled all things in heaven and earth, restoring peace through his death and resurrection. So peace takes a lot of work. Because it's not just the absence of conflict. True peace requires taking what's broken and restoring it to wholeness, whether it's in our lives, our relationships, or in our world. And that's the rich biblical concept of peace.
So a shout out to the makers of this video. They have a wonderful website called The Bible Project, which has dozens of videos like this, which explore the books of the Bible, the stories of the Bible, the narrative, the themes. Highly recommend it to you if you happen to be a Bible nerd like I am. And if we reflect on what the video told us about peace, maybe not quite what you were expecting. Maybe not that everything is well with circumstances, or maybe not that personal experience of calm and tranquility, but more a call to heal anything that is broken, a call to wholeness, a call which has action attached to it, to be in right relationship. So these words, shalom and irene, have different connotations than the word peace in English as we have come to understand it in our culture. And if we can take ourselves back to the truths that those words are suggesting to us, I think we can unpack a whole different meaning of what our experience of peace in the time of Advent can be. So if we're exploring peace being in right relationship with God, rather than it being a lack of conflict in our circumstances, I find that to be really empowering, because there's something that I can do there, that I know that I can do something about my relationship with Source, my relationship with the divine, that I don't necessarily feel I can do about the circumstances in the world. So we, at this time of year, use the phrase a lot, peace on earth, and we look around us and we do not find peace on earth. And we don't even have to look outside our own individual experience, right? Is there any other time of year when you are busier than you are now, with the cooking and the shopping and the buying of gifts and wrapping of gifts, which would precede the returning of gifts, and everything that we pack into this season is creating a distraction from this idea that there is an action that is here now that we can take. In fact, the whole season of Advent seems to have around it this idea of waiting. Do you get the sense in December that you're waiting? When you sit there and you say, well, what am I waiting for? In a secular community, you usually get Santa Claus coming straight up. Here, we often think that we're waiting to celebrate the birth of Jesus, the first physical incarnation of God attaching itself to humanity. As Advent was developed, it was actually a period of waiting for the second coming, waiting for this promise of return. But we in Unity have to have a different view of this, because we know that God is not out there. We know that God is an inside job. We know that God is within all creation, that God is within us, that the only outing of God is God as it comes out from us. And in any way in which we are waiting on God, the divine truth behind that is that God is waiting on us. How different would our experience of Advent be if instead of thinking that we are waiting on God, we held the truth that God is waiting on us? For we are the way that God acts in the world. When you start to study unity metaphysics, you're introduced to this idea that there are 4 levels of consciousness. And they give them very cute names with a lot of sort of poetic a wrap around it to make it easy to remember. And they call the 4 levels of consciousness victim consciousness, victor consciousness, vessel consciousness, and verity consciousness. Now, I don't know about you, but I still don't find those words very easy to remember because we don't use them very much in modern day English. And so I always found the more simple to me, by me, through me, and as me as the pithier and more memorable way to actually describe the 4 levels of consciousness that we know that we can inhabit whilst we're experiencing this physical plane. So let's unpack for just a minute what that means by just looking at our hand and saying, in to me consciousness, I have my hand out and I'm waiting for the circumstances that life is going to put into my hand. But when I get to by me consciousness, I'm using my hand to create those circumstances. And then when I get to through me consciousness, I consider that God is helping me use my hand to create the circumstances that are coming into my life. But when I finally get to as me consciousness, I see my hand as the hand of God. Look at your hand. This is the hand of God as it is expressed in our world. God is waiting on us. For peace on earth, God is waiting on us. This consciousness is the one from which we know the truth. We own the truth of one of Unity's most beloved statements. Wherever you are, God is. And this is the consciousness in which we can return to that spot of grace that Atika so beautifully read about us, that unencumbered point of grace, that origin point in which we were touched by God at the point of our creation. And getting to level 4 consciousness doesn't require a lot of learning, it requires a lot of unlearning. Unlearning of the ways of the world. It's getting back into right relationship. That right relationship with the divine, with our Creator, that is at the core of the my peace that Jesus gifted us with. So, how do we do that? Our practices, our spiritual practices, are what helps us work the muscle that we need to work in order to be able to be spiritual beings within a physical existence. And I'm going to lead you in one today. It's a Buddhist practice that is known as metta meditation or loving kindness meditation. And some of you may have experienced this before. I'm going to put a unique twist on it, and instead of the typical blessings that are used in the Buddhist version of this practice, I'm going to use Unity's beautiful prayer for protection, given to us by James Dillett Freeman. So we're going to go through, and in your consciousness, I'm going to lead you through a practice of repeating this 5 times. And in the first time, we're going to use the prayer for protection to bless ourselves, because all love starts with self-love. We cannot give to any other expression of the divine that which we do not give to ourselves as an expression of the divine. And then we're going to bring to mind someone that we love, someone who has always been there for us, someone who is perhaps that being in our life. And if it is a being that's a non-human being, if it's a pet, if it's a tree, if it's a place, anything that brings that emotion forth in your heart, that's where you go. We will then repeat it for somebody neutral, someone with whom we have some relationship, but not particularly intimate. Maybe the person who serves you your coffee, maybe somebody that you just pass in the street and see, maybe a neighbor who you know but are not connected to. And then we're going to extend it to someone with whom we have a more difficult relationship, someone that requires extra grace from us. And finally, we're going to extend it to the whole world. And this is how we bring peace on earth. We create peace in ourselves as our expression of God. And then we show up as God and bring that peace and bless it. So I invite you to take a breath, get yourself centered. If it feels comfortable for you, place your feet on the ground, put your hands wherever they feel most comfortable, either facing upwards or down in your lap if you wish to feel more grounded. And if it feels comfortable, close your eyes. And for the moment, bring your attention to yourself, to your heart space, to that place where you feel most connected to the divine. And in your mind, or quietly, repeat the words, "The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well." And now bring to mind that person that you love, that being that you love, that expression of divinity that has always met you with compassion and kindness. And hold them in the vision of your mind and bless them. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. And now bring to mind that person that you know but distantly. That person that perhaps you haven't connected with, but you can still connect with through your consciousness, and bless them. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. And now bring to mind that person with whom we have a more difficult relationship. That person who's perhaps not behaving the way that we think that they should. That person that we perceive has done us some harm. And bless them. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. And finally, expand your vision to encompass the whole world, all the cosmos, all of creation, everything that Divine Source has brought forth of which you are aware. And bless. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. All is well. And peace will come to you.
Make me a channel of your peace. There is hatred, let me bring love. There is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. There's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. Oh, Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there true faith in you.
And in this beautiful consciousness, focus how you are a channel for God. You are the expression of God in this world. Your presence in the Christ consciousness is what brings blessings to this world. And this is where we manifest peace on earth. So as we take a breath, I invite you to bring your consciousness back into the sanctuary. As we shift our focus from being a channel for blessings of peace to being a channel for abundance, a channel for prosperity. And I'll invite our ushers to come forward as we're going to take an offertory. I'll invite you to remember that this practice is no less an important part of our spiritual practice than anything else that we have done this morning. We sometimes are tempted to think that there is this big distinction between our spiritual life and our secular life. But as we come forth, everything that we do is an expression of the divine that we are. So please.
Place your hand on your gift, your present of today, and say with me, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. Sing with me. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
And as our ushers come forward, we know that as we give to what spiritually feeds us, it creates a ripple that goes out into the universe, blessing the world around us, but forming a vacuum in our own lives that draws in more goodness and abundance. And this is the moment in the week in which we bless all that has been brought forth, all the many gifts that this community gives, and are so deeply grateful. We bring our hands of God's together in appreciation and gratitude for the ways in which support comes forth, knowing that all is well, all is as it should be, and seeing in this the fulfillment of the mission and purpose of this beautiful community. And so it is. And we have a wonderful event to finish on this week because we have new members to welcome into this beautiful community. And so I invite Reverend Eileen to the podium.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Reverend Louise. So yes, we're celebrating 6 new members today. And I just want to share with you that 55 years ago, Unity of Naples had their very first service. 55 years ago. Our founder, Jack Kearns, Our founder, Jack Kearns, had a dream, a true vision, and he came here on a houseboat with 6 children. And his dream came true. And here we are today, 6 new members helping us keep that vision alive. It's a pleasure to know these beautiful, beautiful people. Just a gift to me to have them in my life. And their awareness of spiritual principles has blown me away. We're going to have to redo our whole program. They're so wise already. They really are. And I really, at this point, would like to give them their certificates. So I'm going to count on, where did you go, Reverend? Oh, there you are. You say their name, right?
I'm right here. And at some point, Matt's going to mic me. Thank you, Matt. Because Rev Eileen can't juggle a microphone and the certificates. So the first one goes to Brandy Correjo. Brandy, welcome to the community. And to Kamala Kraus. Kamala, welcome. And Sharon Southard. And welcome to Andrew Lucas. And welcome to Nikki Steele. We are so blessed to have you all as part of our community. Welcome.
I'm going to ask you to please stand and to extend your hands to these beautiful, beautiful people and repeat after me. We welcome you.
We welcome you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
And we behold the Christ in you.
And we behold the Christ in you.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
I just have to say, did we do peace today or what? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Rev Louise. Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone. Few announcements as we close out service this morning. Our 2024 concert series begins in January with New Thought and Motown icon Eddie Watkins Jr. on Saturday. January 13th at 7 p.m. Eddie is a true soul singer who's worked with legends like Diana Ross, Quincy Jones, Herbie Hancock, Peter Frampton, and Santana, just to name a few. This is an outdoor cabaret-style event with table seating. Tickets include food and drink provided by Higher Ground, so we look forward to this event. We have sold already about 10 tickets, and there is a 60 ticket capacity due to serving food. They won't be sold at the door, so if you're interested in coming to this concert, be sure to get your tickets now. A quick announcement about the results of our silent auction last week, the Levi Christ Concert silent auction. So our goal for that whole event is $10,000. That's what we've done the past 2 years. The silent auction alone raised $11,000 this year. So huge shout out to Suzanne Stoll, and she wanted to make sure that everyone knows that your auction items are available for pickup in the office. You should have received an email or a phone call about them, but if you are ready to pick them up today, they will be available in the office. Last Sunday, Mark Russell, our Unity of Naples Board of Trustees Vice President, issued a call to those inspired to serve on the board in 2024. If you are at all interested, we have information packets available at the Welcome Center, as well as right on our website at unitynaples.org. You'll see a little purple banner at the top of the page that you can click on. Be sure to visit our Welcome Center in the Breezeway on your way out this morning, where you can buy tickets and find out more about upcoming events. First-time visitors, don't forget to pick up your gift there as well. We're also holding our year-end Giving 50/50 raffle in the Welcome Center, with the winning raffle ticket taking home half of the money donated and the other half going to our ministry. Finally, if you are in need of support or want to express your joy this morning, our prayer chaplains are available for one-on-one prayer in the corners of the sanctuary. Let's all rise up together. And I want you to take a look at your hands and acknowledge that these are the hands of God. And if you are comfortable, please join your hand of God with the hand of God next to yours as we sing together, "Let There Be Peace on Earth."
And together we say, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.